Hello everyone, welcome back to Zeitgeist, the readings on society and culture. And in this session, I am going to start with my first chapter, that is Preamble to the Constitution of India. You'll not get, essay questions and all from this chapter. This is like a very small, tiny chapter. As the title of the chapter suggests, this is preamble. Preamble means you can say preface or a kind of an introduction, you can say, to the Constitution of India. So the official Constitution of India, which came on 26th January 1950, as we all know. Okay, so there is a kind of a preface, and what exactly the preface suggests. So what is the relevance of preface? That is the first question. Relevance of preface is that in for any book, for that matter, preface gives you a kind of an overall outlook, or you can say an overall overview of the entire book, or you can say gist of the book. Okay, that you can say in the introduction, or you can say the preface of that particular book. So the same is the case over here. So what exactly our constitution all about? Okay, so what are the things that are offered in our constitution? In our constitution means the Constitution of India, that is in fact discussed in the preface to, or you can say the preamble to the Constitution of India. You're getting it? So why exactly we are studying it? We cannot read, you can read of course, but you cannot actually in one academic year you cannot read through and through of the Constitution of India. But it is the responsibility of every citizen of India, or you can say it is the right of every citizen of India to know what exactly you have been offered through the Constitution of India. Okay, so Indian Constitution has given us lot many number of things, and you will get a gist of it, and you will get an impression like, okay, these are the things that are in fact offered to me in the Constitution of India, that you will get when you read the preamble of India, Constitution of India. Okay, so that is why it is offered to you. It will give you an impression of what exactly our rights are, what exactly our constitution is. Okay, all these things you will get to know. So I should say that that is the kind of introduction to this. So, and the preamble, I know the tradition of preamble, it started with the American Constitution, so you can remember that particular point. Okay, so the tradition of writing a preamble to any constitution, every country has got a constitution. Bharanaghadana എന്ന് നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും. Okay, that is how we call it in Malayalam. So every country has got a constitution, usually that is the general practice. So when a country becomes independent, they have to come up with, okay, this is my country, and what exactly it is all about. All these things are given in the constitution of that country. This particular tradition of writing a preamble to the Constitution of any country, it started with the American Constitution. That is one point that you can remember. Another point that you can remember from the introduction part, which is given in page number 14 of my textbook, is India adopted a new constitution. You all know it is on the day we became republic. Okay, that is 26th January 1950. So that you can remember. Then B.R. Ambedkar was a chairman of our Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly is in short, or you can say in its simplest sense, a body that formulated. Okay, that it consists of different number of many people were there, who were like part of the Constituent Assembly. Okay, and they sat together, they discussed, they studied the constitutions across the world, and they have come up with a constitution for our country. Okay, they were like representatives from every sections of society. They were representatives from princely states. You all know these terms, I believe, നാട്ടുരാജ്യങ്ങൾ അന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഇന്ത്യയിൽ അന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്ന നാട്ടുരാജ്യങ്ങൾ they were representations from there. Then they were representations from the educated sections of the society, from the Congress, Indian National Congress, the Congress we're talking about, the Congress that existed prior to the independence. Okay, so all these people, they had representations, all these sections had representations in the Constituent Assembly, and the chairman of the drafting committee was B.R. Ambedkar. So when drafting committee, like they all sat together, they worked together, they studied together, and they brought out, drafted a constitution, in its simplest sense, in our, the colloquial sense, the cut, copy, paste kind of a thing, that is in fact being done through when it is done, it is called as, the drafting. So it is drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, so that is another point that you can remember. And when it came into being in 1950, 26th of January, it had 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedules. So that point also you have to remember. Then it came into force on 26th of January 1950 all over India except Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and right now it is also called as like bag of borrowings. There are so many borrowings from constitutions of different nations. We have borrowed the concept called fundamental rights, we have borrowed the concept called fundamental duties, we have borrowed the concept called DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. So we have borrowed various concepts from various constitutions across the globe, and that is how we have formulated our constitution. It is criticized as bag of borrowings, but there is no need to be worried about whether we are like criticized or not. Okay, and it is considered as the most comprehensive and longest written constitution in the world. There are various countries, they go by conventions. Okay, but for us, it's like any change that we have to make in the constitutions, we have to go for an amendment. Okay, so this is like the longest written constitution in the world. And then K. Munshi, he called the preamble as the horoscope of our sovereign democratic republic. Okay, or you can say the future of our sovereign democratic republic. And Thakur Das remarked it as preamble as the soul of constitution. So these you might get as one word. So I am just trying to tell you like the points that you have to remember from the introduction part. And lastly, one more thing, the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, constitutional amendment, any change in the constitution, you have to go for an amendment. If you want to make any change, you have to pass it in a fixed number of up to 2/3 of majority, like that, any changes. So through Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976, okay, 1976, at the time of Indira Gandhi, it added 3 words to the preamble of the constitution. Preamble of the constitution got changed, and which are the 3 words? Socialist, secular, and integrity. Remember, both the points are important. 42nd Constitutional Act, which happened in the year 1976, and it introduced 3 words to the preamble, not to the constitution. Constitution has got so many changes at different times in history. But this is like they're added 3 words to the preamble of constitution, and that is socialist, secular, and integrity. We'll look into that in detail when we get into the text. And yeah, that's it. So these are the points that you have to remember. I'll quickly summarize once again. Year is 26th January 1960. Then yeah, cabinet mission plan, you can just cabinet mission plan of 1946. The British authorities allowed us to constitute a constituent assembly to draft a constitution. Then drafting committee was chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and when it came into being in the year 1950, it had 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 schedules. Okay, and it is also called as bag of borrowings because it has borrowed from various constitutions across the country. Then preamble actually simply means introduction or preface, and the tradition of writing the preamble, it started with the American Constitution, and then K.M. Munshi referred to the preamble as a horoscope of our sovereign democratic republic, and Pandit Thakur Das remarked it as the soul of constitution. And with the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976, three terms got introduced into the preamble of Indian Constitution: socialist, secular, and democratic. Okay, so that's all. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.